Still just about ajar. Brighton's hopes seem to fall flat over Easter. Not usually a happy period for the Seagulls in recent years, but 3 points against Yeovil last week means there is still a chance. There is more than an element of hope and pray about it, with it all depending on events 140 miles or so south of here at the Medeski Stadium. Let's take a check on the teams, and Forest in the midst of an end-of-season defensive crisis. The Bournemouth defeat last week having implications beyond the result. Jamie Mackie pressed into service at right back, with Greg Halford serving the first of a 3-game ban for a violent offence on the south coast, picked up only by video evidence. Well, for their game of the season, Brighton recall their player of the season. Matt Upson has had difficulties with an ankle problem recently, but steps in at the back ahead of Lewis Dunk. Keith Andrews has also been in and out of the treatment room all week, but he brings his nous to midfield. Inigo Calderon and Jake Forster-Caskey come in, while Leonardo Ulloa is the main man up front, hoping to add to his 15 goals this season. Forster-Caskey putting himself about there, winning that comprehensively. Here's Ward. Getting it back from Ulloa. Danny Collins should have the matter in hand. But Lingard sniffing around there, looking to give De Vries a problem. He was also in that Wolves side against Brighton on the final day last season. Brighton had already secured their playoff spot, but it has been a much more transitional campaign. Gus Poyet's protracted departure, but here's an opportunity. Ulloa's clean on goal! Well, that is not like him. And how costly could it prove to be?
Well, chances don't come any better than this. It's just really a Hopeford forward ball. I'm not sure Ulloa is really the target here, but you can see at the back, Forest all over the place. It is slightly a makeshift back four. And Danny Collins drops deep. He plays on Leonardo Ulloa, who just gets the ball stuck under his feet. He just scuffs it into the turf. That's why it dribbles wide, but what an opportunity.
Travelling great numbers. They wanted more tickets than Forest were actually able to provide them with. Just the 2,000. Sutke is in there and fired in by Derbyshire. Got a nick.
Yeah, it certainly took a touch off a defender, but it's been much better from Forest in the final 10 minutes or so. Ben Osborne been heavily involved. The service into Tudgay, excellent. Good link-up play with Derbyshire. Just takes a glancing touch off a defender for the corner.
Vaughan. And it goes Derbyshire! Oh, Kuszek with a horror moment! Forest jubilant, and those celebrations no doubt mirrored at the Medeski Stadium.
Well, Thomas Kuszek is normally so dependable in the Brighton goal. He's kept 17 clean sheets this season. Only Tom Eaton at Burnley has kept more, but what on earth he's doing here, what he thinks this ball is going to do, or how much pace is on the header from Derbyshire, I'm not sure. Just seems to lose his bearings and really just panic. He's certainly onside, Matt Derbyshire. Does everything right, hits the target, but there's no real pace on the header. He's not headed it down towards the corner. There's not really a decent save that Kuszek has to make here. I just think he completely loses his bearings. Looks like he's trying to spoon that ball away, but that is a horrible, horrible goalkeeping error.
Buckley. He loses out to Lee Peltier, away by Mackie. Derbyshire's header, now Majewski. Osborne urged to shoot, and why not?
I think the goalkeeper's just made a horrendous error. As an attacking team, you've got to take pot shots from range, and Ben Osborne really does have a decent left foot. He's got every right to shoot from here. And the cardinal sin is to not keep it on target.
Lingard.
Stephen McLaughlin there protesting his innocence up against Jesse Lingard. Is there a foul in there? I'm not sure McLaughlin actually wins the ball, but Lingard certainly throws himself to the ground and gets the free kick.
And they're taking it quickly. Calderon across the face. Ulloa is there, but the flag is up. And it just isn't going Brighton's way at the moment.
Well, Leonardo Ulloa is saying to the referee's assistant, I was in line. We'll get a chance to see whether he's right, but goal scorers, when they put the ball in the back of the net, they never believe they are offside. It's quick thinking. And you can see he's clearly offside. It's a great decision, and it should not stand.
Orlandi do, of course, have a new manager to impress, don't they? Stuart Pearce, so they'll take their hands off the wheel yet.
Well, this is where Andrea Orlandi just needs to take a breath, because in general play, Brighton have hardly threatened, but from set pieces, if they get the quality right, there's certainly a goal there for them.
Oh, and that's a dangerous header. And Ulloa had another great chance, and it's in! Stephen Ward puts Brighton in pole position! On this incredible final day, it is the Seagulls who at this moment in that last playoff place.
Well, Stephen Ward is not the man I would be looking at to turn this game around for Brighton, but how about this for a finish? The composure when the ball breaks to him, the touch off his chest, and he shoots with his right foot. He's the left back, remember, so when that breaks on his right-hand side, it's not the most natural finish for a left back, but he tucks it away absolutely beautifully through the legs of Matt Derbyshire. He can't react quick enough. But I did say, from set pieces, if they can keep the pressure on, Brighton could have got a goal, and that's exactly what has happened.
All the pieces are coming together. His fourth of the season, and by a long way the most important yet for the former Wolves man.
Well, he finishes it like a centre-forward, how he adjusts his body to kill that ball, take the pace off it with his chest, and then keep his composure. Most importantly, keep the ball down. Would have been very easy to blaze that over the bar. What an important goal that could prove to be.
And that's really switched on, looking for Buckley. Peltier got in there crucially. More from a Reading perspective perhaps than Nottingham Forest's. Orlandi, he'll take aim, got a nick. And De Vries able to handle it.
Well, it's one of those for a goalkeeper when the ball is bouncing. There'll be some topspin on it. You're not sure whether you've gone down too early. Is he going to bounce over you? It's when a shot like that takes a deflection, the keeper's really got to concentrate.
Majewski. Osborne's delivery again. It's a threatening one. They need to defend it right. Tudgay is in there. Oh, and fired with real venom by McLaughlin. And Kuszczak producing on this occasion.
That's a really clean strike. Good positioning though from Thomas Kuszczak. That's absolutely vital here. But the most important thing is he doesn't try to catch this, just palm it away, get it to safety. And that's a really good stop. It was travelling.
Knocked away by Forster-Caskey on this occasion. Harding underneath this for Forest. David Vaughan. Out here to Majewski. Really fist across. And Tudgay was arriving.
And Gordon Greer just about does enough. Important thing for the centre-half here. He gets shoulder to shoulder with Tudgay. Doesn't give him any room to flick that ball past him. Although Greer doesn't win the ball, he makes it very hard for Tudgay to actually hit the target from that angle.
Needs a bit of support. Cox will provide some. He's done well, guiding it to Mackie. Here's Majewski. He's round the back. Keith Andrews showing a really cool head. He's got Peltier turned here, but he'll be able to deal with the situation.
Well, it could have been another one of those horror moments for Thomas Kuszczak at his near post. He gets his angles right, just manages to keep this attempt out from Majewski. I'm pretty much sure it's a cross, just he gets it all wrong, but Kuszczak does well to keep it out.
Ulloa. It's opened up for him! Well, for a moment you thought it was going to be one of those Truly special cameos from Ulloa.
Well, by his reaction, I'm presuming this is pretty close, but he is a player who can explode into life. I think the fact he strikes it with the outside of his right foot means it's always just drifting wide of that far post. But he absolutely thrashes it. Another opportunity passes Brighton by. He thought it was it.
Solly March, he's in behind. Ulloa waits. Can he pull it back? It's Buckley! Oh, incredible! Buckley still! And De Vries intervened. Well, maybe that was the moment, and Brighton could not take advantage. For now, at least. Ulloa. Solly March. Now then. The referee not interested in that. Trying to manufacture one there, Solly March.
It's absolutely in the referee's mind that March just dinks that ball in between two defenders and then goes to ground. He isn't fouled. He's looking for the free kick, but Brighton coming on strong here.
It's almost as though someone's flicked the switch. Suddenly there's a great deal more urgency and a great deal more in the way of intensity. But Brighton had a glorious moment to perhaps take that playoff place.
It was great work initially from Solly March to get into a key area in behind Lee Peltier. Picks out an excellent pass, but it all gets closed off so quickly. Defenders and goalkeepers in the face of Will Buckley just can't get a clean shot away. This is Solly March again, just surging in behind Lee Peltier. What an opportunity this was for Buckley. He's closed down there and just can't get the ball out of his feet enough to get a shot away. This is Solly March. Was there a challenge in there? I don't think there's a foul in there. I think March is looking for a free kick. It's a clever bit of skill. I think he's going to ground looking for either a free kick or a penalty. Referee right not to blow.
Craig Mackail-Smith on. Forster Kaski. Now Calderon. Deflection! And De Vries producing a terrific save. He's not been severely tested all afternoon, but he pulled it out there.
It was a really smart save. It was a decent height actually for De Vries. That's why he was able to get that big left hand up and claw this away. There's a touch off Dan Harding as well, and actually it's a great stop.
Five crucial minutes. Now McLaughlin for Forest. Up to Cox. Oh, and he's got away from Greer. Osborne wanted it. Cox wanted something else. He'll get another opportunity. Cox, did it strike the hand? Well, strike may be the operative word. May have been just outside the box. Ulloa. On he'll go. Mackail-Smith. Into Watusha! Incredible! In stoppage time! Brighton on the brink of the playoffs! They've prized open the door to the Premier League!
Well, Ulloa is the hero, but how about this for a cross from Craig Mackail-Smith? He's had a horrendous season with an Achilles problem. He's not scored the goal, but I tell you what, he has laid it on a plate for Ulloa, who has hardly had a kick in the game, but all he wants is an opportunity in behind defenders with the ball on his forehead, and he buries it. Ulloa does all the hard work as Brighton burst forward. Craig Mackail-Smith, great movement down that left wing, but just watch this, the quality of the ball in. He knows exactly what he wants to do, gets it out of his feet, and this is an absolute piece. Standing around watching is Danny Collins. Ulloa's on the move, he makes sure he stays on side, but the quality of the cross, outstanding, and Ulloa is not going to miss from there.
Well, look what it means, and listen to what it means from the Brighton fans. Well, still, events elsewhere could change the picture. Nothing is guaranteed yet. But an outpouring of emotion from everybody associated with Brighton and Hove Albion.
I'm sure Oscar Garcia will say that was my plan all along. There was no panic. I knew one opportunity had come along. Doesn't matter whether it's in added time or not. I knew we'd win the game, but that could be a massive goal in Brighton's season.
The final whistle cannot come quickly enough. That's it! Brighton have seized the day! Incredible drama here at the City Ground. In stoppage time, Ulloa scoring the goal, which will take Brighton into the playoffs. For so long they thought the chance had passed them by, but they have reached out and grabbed it. And Smith, who has had such a torrid season through injury, the man who made it happen with that wonderful delivery, and the Argentinian did what he was always going to do with it. And their Premier League dream is still alive. Thomas Kuszczak can forget his moment of abject horror in the first half, and their season is prolonged. Extraordinary, Andy Hinchcliffe.
Absolutely incredible. The Championship is a crazy league, fantastically crazy for the Brighton fans. Extraordinary. They certainly did play well in this game. I don't think Oscar Garcia will say that his side really deserved to go and win this game, but it's all about quality in the final third, and Craig Smith with that drifting cross in towards Ulloa provided it, and the big Argentinian buries his header, and Brighton are in the playoffs, and where they go from here we'll have to wait and see, but what an opportunity for them.
Albion step out at the City Ground to face Nottingham Forest for the first of 8 games in 26 days that could well shape their season. Without a win in 6 league games, Brighton will be desperate to secure 3 points against a Forest side that, despite winning only 1 of their last 8 in the league, are unbeaten here this season. Can Roberto De Zerbi's side return to winning ways in the Midlands? Dunk again. Now Gibbs-White, the Forest skipper, charging down the right-hand side and whipping it across. Great delivery, and the header into the corner. Nottingham Forest lead after 2.5 minutes, and it's Anthony Elanga with the opener. Just afforded too much space there, Gibbs-White, to pick his spot from the cross, and that was right onto the head of Elanga. A perfect delivery, and Elanga's finish equally accurate beyond the dive of Verbruggen. And the hosts are up and running early on. Roberto De Zerbi will be desperately disappointed after the 2-week wait for a return to action. Less than 3 minutes in, find themselves a goal behind. Gross wants movement outside him. Instead he goes left-footed to Lamptey. He tries to get it across. Handball appeals. He does scoop it in. Toffolo partially clears. Veltman finds Adingra. Brighton keeping the pressure on here. Adingra, smoothly done to Lallana. Ferguson, can he tee up Gross? He can. Now Gilmour straight into the gloves of Laconomos. 2 chances for Billy Gilmour. That was really well worked, and a more accurate strike this time, but not enough power to beat the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. Cold afternoon. Despite the sunshine, the gloves are out. Brighton pour forward. Gross in space, chased by Dominguez. Good ball into Ferguson. Ferguson curls in. Oh, what a finish! Evan Ferguson back amongst the goals to equalise for Brighton at the City Ground. That was a brilliant finish. Well, Brighton have dominated possession despite being a goal behind. They worked this really nicely. Another step over from Lallana, which is clever, drew the defenders towards him. 1 touch to set himself, and another to curl it impeccably beyond Laconomos and into the net. He is deadly inside the penalty area, Evan Ferguson, and he's shown it again here. Such a clever finish, curled round the defender. And Albion are all square. will the hosts respond to being pegged back quite well by the looks of it, because Gibbs-White could be in, and it took Lewis Dunk and a brilliant intervention from the captain to prevent Gibbs-White restoring Nottingham Forest lead. Great ball over the top. Gibbs-White somehow controlled it. And that is class from Lewis Dunk. Watched it all the way. A vital block. Oh, that was dangerous again. Brighton struggling to deal with those accurate crosses into the box. Forest defending very deep. Gross with another chance to pick a cross, and that's well picked, brilliantly picked out by Pedro. Oh, that is some header to find the net from there. Albion in the lead, right on the stroke of half-time. Gross has been afforded far too much time on that side, and this time he does pick out his man. One glance up. That is absolutely wonderful from Gross, and the header even better from Pedro. Power and precision to take it beyond Lakodimos and give Albion the lead. Off the bench, onto the score sheet. Albion edge themselves in front. Wood has lost it, and that puts Nottingham Forest on the move, and it's left for Gibbs-White, who works his way in field, safe. Gibbs-White again. Aina drives it, and he caught that pretty sweetly, but it sails, thankfully from an Albion perspective, into the crowd behind the goal. Right, and almost costing themselves a goal here. Gibbs-White determined to force it in. Aina smashing it goalwards. Gilmour. Adingra helps it on for Buonanotte. Oh, Buonanotte shot down by Toffolo, who's going to be the first player to receive a yellow card this afternoon. Gross set to deliver. Adingra goes for a little run down the side. Gross clips it. Well, drop for Buonanotte, does for Veltman. Gilmour to Gross, back to Gilmour. Gilmour shapes it to the back post, Dunk heads it across, and Brighton have a player down in the area, and they point, or is it? It's a penalty. I think Anthony Taylor has pointed to the spot here. There was some initial confusion. There still might be. Brighton were appealing, and it was Pedro being held by Chris Wood. Clear foul. Anthony Taylor makes Pedro wait. Pedro against Lakodimos. Stuttered run up. Penalty perfection once again from Pedro to give Albion a 2-goal cushion. Look how much it means in front of the Albion fans. He is so calm from the spot, never in doubt. Little glance and rolled home after sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. His 100% record from the spot for the Albion intact, and they look on course for all 3 points. Collision in the box. Hudson-Odoi wants a penalty. Anthony Taylor sees it as a coming together. The boos ring out at the City ground. Sure, Steve Cooper will have plenty to say about it as Hinshelwood comes forward, and Brighton look to kill the game with a 4th goal. Gilmour. Oh, wonderfully left. Hinshelwood's in. Ferguson. Oh, it's cleared by Murillo. It was so close to a fourth. And Anthony Taylor has been asked to have a look at this. There's a little shirt pull as well. I think this is going to be given. And Nottingham Forest have a penalty. And Lewis Dunk has a yellow card for his protests. He was watching behind Anthony Taylor's shoulder on the screen. Bart Verbruggen is furious, as is Lewis Dunk. And it's a red card for Lewis Dunk. Anthony Taylor changes his decision, yellow to red for Lewis Dunk. The Albion skipper can't believe it. Roberto Zerbi can't believe it. Oh, it's getting very, very spicy indeed. And now we're ready. After all the waiting, it's Gibbs White against Verbruggen from 12 yards. A little stutter, and Gibbs White sends Verbruggen the wrong way, and Nottingham Forest are back in the game. Gibbs White slotted that home with ease in the end, and we are going to see the return of Jakub Moder after 19 months out with injury. He last played in April of last year, and he comes on here. What a time to come on. Hudson-Odoi against Hinchelwood. Odoi across, Gibbs White with the flick, comes for Toffolo, his drive, and it almost wrong-footed Verbruggen as it came off Van Hecke. That would have been cruel. Thankfully, the deflection took all the sting out of the shot as well. Free kick for Brighton. Pedro with the most outstanding forward play. Van Hecke is making a point to Anthony Taylor. There was the incident. Pedro on the floor. No, doesn't really kick out. One by Jakub Moder. And now all those emotions bubble to the surface. He really wants this win. Brighton really need this win. Gross with the kick. Cross it goes. The header straight into the arms of Vlachodimos from Van Hecke. And now on the counter, it's the hosts. Murillo brings it forward at pace. They know that time is starting to run out. That's a good ball. Swept out to Hudson-Odoi. Down the line for Yates. Hudson-Odoi into the area. Gibbs White couldn't get a clean header on it. I think it was Buonanotte in there. It was Buonanotte doing just enough to put Gibbs White off by jumping with him, maybe in his eye line. Getting it back out wide so Forest can load the box again. Murillo shapes it in. Van Hecke's like a magnet for the ball in there. Away by Moder. Oh, Mangala's missed it, and Pedro away with it. Pedro, has he got the legs? Pedro burst clear on a hat-trick. What a tackle from Murillo. Incredible. It's back with Nottingham Forest as they reload the box. Hudson-Odoi now from the left, working his way in field to the back post, nodded across. Oh, what a save from Verbruggen! Maybe a match-winning save. Gibbs White, Williams, cross it goes, and the header is wide. It's a corner, still not done. What a save this is from Verbruggen. As it came across Yates, and Verbruggen pushes it away. Absolutely critical from the Dutchman. And it's a Dinger who can bring it away. And that's it! Brighton win, and look at the celebration from Roberto De Zerbi. Look how much it means to everyone in blue and white. It's a huge win, a monumental win. It's the end of a game that had everything. Pure entertainment from first minute to last, and at the end of it all, Brighton showed all of their remarkable quality and outstanding team spirit to walk away with all 3 points. The passion oozes from Roberto De Zerbi and his team. It ends at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 2, Albion 3.